sisingin sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit bumukha. May dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagririnig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw na ruwan ating pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mababi, ang mamatay lang dahil sa'yo.
Quality policy. We are a client-friendly institution, always ready to deliver relevant, nurturing, and liberating K-12 basic education curriculum and services to all our customers. We commit to provide quality, timely, transparent, responsive, and equitable services to our stakeholders in compliance with laws, rules, policies, procedures, and the principles of continual improvement for good governance.
Isang ligtas at mapagpalang araw sa lahat ng nakikinig, lalo na sa ating mga mag-aaral, mga magulang, mga guro, at sa lahat ng naglilingkod sa ating bayan. Napakalaking hamon sa DepEd ang ating kinakaharap ngayong pagsisimula ng school year 2020-2021 sa October 5. Nataon pa sa pagbubukas ng klase na tayo sa Batanes ay napasa ilalim sa enhanced community quarantine sanhi ng COVID-19. Ngunit walang hamon ang di masolusyonan kung tayo'y magkakaisa at magtulungan para sa kapakanan ng ating mga mag-aaral. Tuloy ang edukasyon, tuloy ang pag-aaral, tuloy ang serbisyo ng ating mga magigiting na guro. Ang DepEd ay pinapatupad ang isang paraan ng paghahatid ng edukasyon sa bawat tahanan sa tinatawag naming modular distance learning gamit ang mga printed modules at mga offline materials. Sa paraang ito, kaligtasan ng mga bata, mga guro at mga magulang ang pagkunahing konsiderasyon. Tayo'y magtulungan, ihanda ang ating isip para sa kinabukasan. Handang isip, handa bukas. Welcome sa 2020-2021 school year.
Bosco Central School is a complete elementary school, catering kindergarten to grade 6 learners. It also offers
Good day to everyone. Few days from now, the opening of classes for school year 2020-2021 will now commence despite of our situation brought to us by COVID-19 pandemic. As your humble officer in charge of the Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, I am appealing to you to give your all-out support for this endeavor, primarily para sa bayan at para sa ating mga kabataang mag-aaral. To our dear teachers who are facilitators of learning, let us continue nurture our learners by giving your 100% commitment and dedication to your work so that no one of our learners will be left behind. To our school heads who are stewards of the schools, please give your best to support our teachers and be an inspiration so that our quest for quality education will be realized. To our dear parents, we are requesting your strong commitment to be of help and be partners of our teachers in educating our own children by sharing your expertise and your time, especially for the activities that are to be done at home. To our local government unit officials, community and other stakeholders, we are very thankful for your financial and moral support. our school operations will not be very successful as expected without your helping hands. Knowing that every learner is entitled to quality education, we can only realize that if we will work together as a team, because I believe that everything is possible, everything is feasible if we work as one. We are really inspired with what Helen Keller have said, alone we can do little, together we can do so much. Thank you very much, and happy opening of classes for school year 2020-2021 comes October 5. Mabuhay!
Unfolding before our very eyes, my dear friends, is history in the making. Amid the doubts, some criticisms, and lack of resources, we will open the school year 2020-2021 on October 5 because we have various stakeholders who helped us and almost 900,000 learners who trusted us. That day, let it be remembered, will be a day of victory for the Filipino learners. It will be a day of triumph, of education over doubts, and of courage over fear. We recall with relief the hard toil to make both ends meet and to make things happen. We recall with humility how successful we have been in convincing the parents to enroll their children, to trust the Department of Education in its efforts to ensure the balance between realizing its mandate and the safety and well-being of its people, to believe that the Learning Continuity Plan will work even in the face of a crisis. We have done it before, and ladies and gentlemen, with your help and with the grace of God, we shall do it again. The journey has not been easy. I know how many of you spent sleepless nights and sacrificed some of your comforts, all because you cared a lot for our learners. There may have been times when you almost questioned the process, but you held on because you know you were doing the right thing. Your contributions shall always be remembered, even long before the pandemic is over, and shall inspire the next generation of learners. As we kick off the next school year, we renew our commitment and dedication in pursuit of accessible, quality, and relevant and liberating basic education. We rekindle the torch of passionate service. We remain in our belief that together we can make a difference in this brave new world. Let us not forget the difficult journey, but we must also hold dear the enriching experience and all its edifying lessons. God bless our learners. God bless all of us.
C. Care for our learners. E. Education continuity for new normal. S. Serve and reach out for our learners. CS. We work as one. Hanggang isip, hanggang bukas.
The writing on the wall is clear. Education can continue even amid a crisis. The message is loud enough to tell all our stakeholders that despite the uproar of those who do not believe on us, we can show the entire nation that our learning continuity plan can succeed. My friends, I celebrate with deep joy as we kick off the opening of the school year 2020-2021 because I consider it a triumph of love for our learners. I considered it an inspiring story of hope, of perseverance, of determination, of faith, of courage, and of dedication to advance a noble agenda in basic education. In every step of the way, we had the learners in mind, and even with the doubting masses keep on nagging, we remained in our strong belief that the learning continuity plan will be a stunning success. My salute to our teachers and school leaders, all our partners in the field, our external stakeholders, and everyone who helped us gain the momentum of adoption to the new normal. Your inspiring share in this great tale of basic education success shall be echoed through and through. We start the school year with gratitude and a firm conviction that it is in coming together that we can see hope in accomplishing even those that seem impossible to achieve. May it always remind us, especially the next generation, how many people work like they never did before to prove that education continue now, like it did during the most trying of times in the past. Hooray to the Filipino learners! Salute to all teachers! My highest respect to all partners. God bless us all.
Itbud Integrated School or IIS is located in Barangay Itbud, Uyugan, Batanes. It has complete elementary and secondary curriculums from kinder to senior high school. At present, its enrollment increased from last school year's 160 to 175 this school year. Prior to the opening of classes, IIS did the following preparations: printing of SLMs and or LAS, sorting, binding, and packaging, including its delivery, distribution, and retrieval during our pilot testing in grades 5 and 7. As a guide where each learner lives, information about them were posted on their gates or on the walls of their respective houses. Since there are only a number of learners in the locality, teachers are the ones who will deliver the learners' kits. Each household are ready with their drop boxes for the said learning item. and to prove how they welcome and how ready our learners are in the opening of classes this school year 2020-2021, they already set their home study area prepared for them by their very cooperative parents. Thus, we can validly say that Itbud Integrated School is
Asana! Asana!
Asana ang BGCSS!
Asana! Asana!
Asana ang BGCSS! We are one! We are one! We are one! BGCSS! INAHS! INAHS! We are ready,
We are ready,
always ready.
always ready in the face of adversity.
We are one.
We are one family. Pandemic will help us do what is right. Offer our service, teach our students, and give sacrifice. Cause we are one. We are one family. INAHS. INAHS.
We are ready.
Good day to everyone. Mayan is one of the 5 schools in Itbayat that offers basic education to our Ivatan learners. COVID-19 has affected our operations, but we have been preparing alternative actions to continue the delivery of basic services to our customers. adhering to the directives of the Department of Education through our school's Division Office, Batanes. Mabuhay! We work as one.
When I was born, she looked right into my eyes and said, "Son, I'm real proud."
Hoy! Handa na ba kayo?
May handang isip para handa bukas. Isulong edukadad.
Ang edukasyon ang susi sa magandang kinabukasan. Kaya naman kahit nasa gitna ng kinakaharap nating pandemya, hindi nito mahahadlangan ang masidhing kagustuhan na maturuan ang mga mag-aaral sa anumang sulok ng ating bansa. Ang Mahataw Elementary School at Jura Barrio School sa tulong ng Kagawaran ng Edukasyon ay nakikiisa sa mga magulang, opisyal ng bayan at buong komunidad upang ipagpatuloy ang dekalidad na edukasyon para sa kabataan. Kaya sa pagbubukas ng klase, sabay-sabay natin yakapin ang bagong ngayon sa edukasyon sa pamamagitan ng distance learning gamit ang mga learning modules para sa handang isip, handa bukas. Kaya ating nang harapin ang hamon na dulot ng pandemyang COVID-19 dahil sa edukasyon. We learn as one, we work as one, we heal as one.
Kapyan kamu panudio si Charohaya. Welcome to Nakanwan Elementary School. We are ready for the new normal educational system.
We are composed of 7 males, 2 females, a total of 9 pupils enrolled, 3 teachers and 1 head teacher. Posting of a learner's information. Printing of modules and other learning materials needed for the school year 2020-2021. The school is the designated draft pick of the learning materials. Our pupils are now excited to learn in the new educational system. Nakanwan Elementary School is now ready for the opening of class.
Kapihan kamu panuju sa tabo. I am Albert Bartilad, the Alumni Association President of Ivana National High School, formerly known as Batanes National High School, Ivana Branch. The COVID-19 has caused so much disruption in our lives, not least of all, the school system. There has been a lot of debate if the school year should be opened and what mode of delivery or adopt academic freeze altogether. This has been so sudden and nobody is ready for it, but we cannot use it as a reason to put our lives on hold, including the education of our children. This is the new normal, so we have to adapt, innovate, and thrive in order to continue moving forward. There are many challenges, and all stakeholders, the students themselves, the parents, the LGU, and the community as a whole, should fully support the government's decision to open the school year and assist where they can. For its part, the BNSS-IB-INSS Alumni Association, collectively and in individual personal capacities, are extending support to the students, the parents, the teachers, and to our beloved school as we face the challenges hand in hand. We are paying it back to our alma mater, paying it forward to the younger generation. They are our children. They are our future. We cannot fail them.
sabi natin, pagpatuloy pa rin natin ang edukasyon dahil the children cannot wait. Education cannot wait.
We teach as one, they learn as one. Sabidog Elementary School, ready for school year 2020-2021.
Sabtang National School of Fisheries offers general academic subjects, TVL specializing in fish capture and food processing with 45 employees and 158 learners.
Sumnanga Elementary School prides itself on the quality of its educational achievement and the high level of support provided by parents and other stakeholders. This school year, Sumnanga Elementary School has a total enrollment of 59 pupils. It is manned by 7 teaching personnel and 1 school head, ready to face the new normal. In preparation for the opening of classes, the school prepared the self-learning modules to be used by the learners in the distance learning. The printing, the binding, and packaging of the learner's kit. Drop and pick up area for self-learning module is the multipurpose shed located in school. During home visits, teachers posted the learners' information at the learner's house gate or wall. And also ensuring that home study area is present in its learner's house.
Sumnanga Elementary School, are you ready?
Yes! Yes! we are ready. Ready to fight the challenges. Ready to face the new normal. Hooray! Hooray! Sunanga Elementary School, handang isip, handa bukas!
Tucon Elementary School, a former barrio school, is a multi-grade that was opened in 1996. It's located in top of a hill in Basco, Batanes. The school is manned by 4 teachers and a school head. Preparation of modules. Pick up and drop off location. Learners information. Learners study area.
Yes, it's good to go.
Located 22 kilometers south of the school's division office of Batanes is Uyugan Elementary School with 7 organized monograde classes, that is kindergarten to grade 6, for its 60 learners for the school year 2020-2021 who will be served through distance learning using modules. UES is manned by 10 teachers in the regular classes and 1 teacher catering learners in the alternative learning system. The school is led by a full-fledged school principal handling cluster schools, Uyugan Elementary School and Imnahbu Elementary School.
Uyugan Elementary School, ready for the voyage of teaching the learners in the new normal.
The newly approved conversion of Valugan Elementary School to Valugan Integrated School is now offering kindergarten, grades 1 to grade 6, and grade 7 in this school year 2020-2021.
Sabay na babangon, sama-samang nahon, ihanda ang sarili sa hamon, ipakipigil sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan na katuon, para sa di kalidad na edukasyon. Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan, handang isip, handa bukas.
Handang isip, handa bukas. Yauran Barrio School, handang-handa na. Tulong, edukalidad.
Welcome to Mahatao National High School. MNHS prides itself on the delivery of quality education, the professionalism of its 18 teaching staff and 6 support staff headed by a full-fledged school principal one, the enthusiasm of its students and the active support of parents and community members. The school is ready to serve 160 students from grades 7 to 12 through modular distance learning. Yes, we are ready for the opening of classes because we care. We commit ourselves to this new normal. We accept this challenge and responsibility. We respect these changes, and we will excel in all we do.
MNHS, responding to the challenge of the new normal. Let's take the lead. Do it!
On behalf of the Department of Education, and on my own, of course, on behalf also of our parents, our supporters, our officials, civic organizations, as well as individuals, our political leaders and supporters, we are truly honored and we welcome each and every one of the 24 million learners all over the country to this historic opening of classes for school year 2020 and 2021. For the past few months, our world has been filled with uncertainties as we face this unforeseen and hidden enemy. But each day brings new knowledge. Each day brings new solution. But at the same time, each day brings new challenges as well, new problems and new complications. The results and the impact of COVID-19, for example, cannot be measured only in terms of pesos and centavos. The greatest impact, of course, is on the learnings of our children, which have been postponed and which have been disrupted. We have the problem of physical distances or the quarantine as a major part of the COVID-19 containment, and it has disrupted all operations of the sectors of the economy, all sectors of the economy. In the context also of COVID-19, the concern over basic education is the magnitude of moving, congregating learners, teachers, and education personnel nationwide, because we are not only counting thousands or hundreds of thousands of people and of learners, but we count them by the millions and by the billions. And so this has been a great challenge to all of us. Basic education, as all of us know, directly accounts for nearly 30 million individuals. At this time, more than 24 million are formally enrolled, but we have the staff, we have the teachers, and we have, of course, the parents themselves, involving 61,923 schools, and not counting even the ancillary services supporting the education system, including transport, food, books, uniforms, and other services. The government right now is spending approximately 32.9 billion every month for salaries and some administrative costs, even as we are still preparing for the opening of school. And so, we have not been spared from the impacts of the pandemic. Aside from the disruptive effect of pandemic on our educational system, we also need to consider the impact on the economy as well. Our enrollment from private school learners has been negatively affected, primarily because many of those who have jobs and have lost such jobs cannot support their children anymore in private schools. This has resulted in massive migration of learners from the public school, from the private schools, to the public schools, as well as migration of teachers also. And this has been a very difficult challenge for us to balance, because the Constitution provides for the provision both of public and private education as complementary to each other. But as we continue to confront the issues brought about by the pandemic, by the economy, and the varied impacts, we continue to repeat endlessly our call that no matter what happens, and I said this at the United Nations General Assembly, learning must continue and education cannot wait. Our children cannot wait. We cannot afford a delay of even 6 months to 1 year of the learning process, because we all know that the damage would be incalculable. This is why immediately after the government announced the series of community quarantines starting last March, we were instructed to close down our schools. After so much debate in the cabinet, as well as among our local governments who are our major supporters. The first thing that we did when classes were closed for the last academic year was that we wanted learning to continue. And we are determined to continue the learning process, pandemic or no pandemic, disruption of the economy or no disruption at all. And so we developed the learning continuity program. We spent a few months debating among ourselves as to how we can continue the process of learning and also continue bringing in children to the fold of the educational system, even as all these disruptions were going on. And so we had these following principles. Our first consideration is to protect the health, the safety, and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel, and prevent the further transmission of COVID-19. Our President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, has been very firm and has put this forward as his non-negotiable stance insofar as the opening of classes are concerned. Health, safety, and well-being of teachers, of learners, and of personnel. Second is to ensure continuity of learning. We all know that even 2 months, 3 months of delays in the learning process will have incalculable damage. Third, we also had to make sure or to facilitate the safe return of our learners and teachers to school when face-to-face classes will already be allowed by our President. Fourth, and this is very, very important, we want to be sensitive to equity considerations. The shift to other methodologies of learning, the shift to other approaches of transmission of learning has strong equity considerations in terms of requirements of facilities, of tools, of books, and gadgets which are necessary to facilitate such shift and change. And finally, we have to link and bridge our original pre-COVID policy of pivoting to quality. Even as we decided to continue the learning process, we also are determined to hold on to our policy of educalidad, or quality education. And so we agreed on the blended learning approach to the transmission of learning to our children. Blended learning is not exactly new. It's not a new invention. It's not created by this administration in the Department of Health. This has been going on for decades and has been introduced for quite some time in education. The difference is that greater emphasis now is on the blended aspect. The difference is that while blended learning always includes face-to-face sessions with the students, this time, for this particular period, we are introducing blended learning without the face-to-face component. And of course, this is a challenge for us. Therefore, we would like to express our appreciation to the 24 million learners, some of whom have been writing me and telling me, Secretary, these are the 9-year-olds, the 8-year-olds saying, Secretary, I want to go back to school. I want to be in a class again. To the parents, perhaps easily 48 to 50 million parents who accept the fact and who are urging us to continue teaching our learners. To the government, especially our president, who promised to even scrape the bottom of the financial barrel, if only to support all our initiatives for blended learning, except face-to-face at this time. To the legislature, which is now looking very carefully at the budget of the Department of Education and finding ways to support all our efforts. To the various institutions, international, local, who have given their help, their advice, and their encouragement. To civic organizations of professionals, of concerned citizens who have nonetheless continued their tradition of giving aid to our efforts in the Department of Education. And most important of all, the parents. And even equally important, the people, the individuals in the Department of Education family, starting with our teachers who have articulated again and again that the reason why they are teaching is to serve the country, to serve the learners. The reason why they are staying is not necessarily for material reasons. They are staying because they are concerned about our learners. All of us want to continue the process of education for the sake of our learners. And we thank not only, in addition to our teachers, to our staff, we also thank our officials in the Department of Education, who for the past 6 months have been working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, lacking in sleep, continually meeting, continually exchanging experiences, trying out new approaches, coming out with also many strategies, because right now there is no one size which fits all. The approach of the schools differ one from the other, and I thank all of them for coming together, for bearing with all the challenges, because our children need to be supported. And so, as we open another school year, a historic school year, a victorious school year, because in spite of all the pressures to discontinue the learning process, in spite of all the criticisms, the curses, the screams, and the shouts, 24 million learners still want to go to school. 50 million parents still want their children to go to school. And 900,000 teachers want to stay and continue teaching our learners, as well as hundreds of thousands of staff of the Department of Education who have pushed themselves to the limit during the past few months to come out with appropriate responses and solutions to these challenges. And of course, we are also consumed by fear, because who does not fear COVID? Who does not fear a double-digit downturn in the economy? But to cite a short quote from one of my very favorite books, which is June, which is coming out by Frank Herbert, which is coming out in a movie soon. The fear is there, but beyond fear itself, destiny awaits. Our destiny is an educated people, educated learners, and a great nation and country. Thank you.